So I'm still a little uncomfortable with this. So I'm gonna pretend like I'm talking to you, okay? While I do this. Uh, for as long as I can remember, I've always had my guard up. And it was basically out of necessity because when we deal with those casino consultants, I couldn't give them anything. For instance, if I gave them a color that I didn't like or something like that, they probably paint the whole place that color just to get under my skin. And unfortunately, that extended to my family and my friends. So I've got some stories to share with you. This first one happened last August, I believe, last year. Just a quick recap. After Hopland, I went north to the valley, I went south to the river, and then I just wanted to get out for a while. And I did some taxi driving with some old friends. And I ran into some people I hadn't ran into a long time, which was really nice. I caught up with them and some new friends and so forth. But I was in Covelo visiting my dad, and at the Chevron station, there's a billboard there. And one of those new friends I made had a missing poster there of her. And I knew what she was into, and I kind of feared the worst because that's not really a good situation, based on what I knew she was into. And I just feared the worst for her. I didn't tell anybody but my dad, my sister, and my brother in Covelo about her. And it was still kind of in the back of my head because she's my friend. I went down back to Ukiah and I had to work that night, so I took a nap. And I had this dream that she was in. We were sitting on a white couch, and I was sitting on the arm of it. I had my arm around her like this, and she was sitting here on the computer. And in my dream, I kind of just shook like this, like take my arm away from her. And she looks at me and she goes, "Put it back." It's like, okay, so I put it back. And that was the end of the dream. I wake up and I go to the Gobi store over here. I park by the gas pump right there, and I walk in, pay for some stuff, and I'm walking back out. And this homeless guy looks like he's gonna cross my path like this. And when he gets in front of me, he looks right at me and kind of aggressively, he says, "That bitch is dead." And I couldn't help but like look at him and say, "What the sugar did you just say?" Like that. And I'm watching him walk away while I walked to my car. And he sat there and just kind of stared off into space, and that was it. But I went to work. Well, I had to sit at work for 8 hours with this now and veg on it. But I started telling people around me, and not all of them believed me. But after work, I came down to the taxi station to check with the other cab drivers to see if they'd seen her. And they said, yes, they said that she had been in a halfway house for now. And it kind of put my mind at ease, but I'm more of a seeing is believing type person. So I'd have to see her first before I could, know that she's okay. So we fast forward a couple weeks, and I'm back at the Gobi store, and here she comes walking right to the store. And I called her. I was like, "Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here." And I put my arm around her, kind of like the dream. And I told her all about the dream, whatever happened, all that kind of stuff. And she didn't believe me at first. I don't think she believed me, but she was more interested in seeing the missing poster of herself. So next time I see a missing poster, I'm gonna grab it. So I can't wait to show her this.